Good morning, it's Monday. Welcome to the vlog. I'm not wearing any makeup. I don't think I plan to wear any makeup today. I'm so tired. It was a rough weekend. The vlog that I gotta edit and put up today is actually kind of bare bones, not because we didn't do things, but because a lot of the things I wound up doing, I either didn't have the time or like there was some stuff going on. One of my kids was dealing with some stress this weekend and I didn't feel right vlogging that, but I'm so fatigued. It gets harder and harder sometimes in the mornings to pull myself out of it. Like it's like having like weight in my blood, if that makes sense. But anyway, I will update you on all the stuff that happened with the doctors over the course of today. But the first thing I need to do this morning is go to my lab and have them do a blood draw. They have to do some blood tests, blood type, tissue testing, things like that. And I do it here instead of driving into the city. So I'm gonna go do that first, get some gas, because my car is like on 20 miles left or something last night when I had to go talk to someone at like 9:40. I gotta edit the vlog. I gotta get my podcast for today edited and up because I still haven't done that yet. And then figure out what other work I need to do today. So yeah, I'm exhausted though. I wonder if you noticed that it's hard for me to even like talk and feel like I'm, you know, expressing sentences correctly. All right, I'm home. They took 9 vials of blood. I'm so like shaky and weak. Like holding the camera is hard for me right now. I'm gonna probably, I really need to, like I'm behind. I should have my podcast up and I don't. I need to get my vlog up and I need to film my bullet journal videos. All need to get done today. All need to get done today. Ideally in the morning. So I don't have a lot of time to be like exhausted. So I think I'm just gonna get to work. We'll see how long I can hold it together before I fall over. I probably should just go lay down for a little bit. But if I lay down for a little bit, it's probably gonna turn into longer than that. All right, I just lay down for about an hour and I almost feel worse. I'm gonna film my bullet journal video, I'm gonna edit my vlog and get my podcast up in no particular order, and then I'm calling it quits for work for the day. I have a lot of other things I need to get done this week, but I am so like wrung out and I need to have at least some amount of energy to go pick my kids up later. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do now. I make no promises as to how high energy my bullet journal video is gonna be this week. Just finished my bullet journal video. It was mostly rambling about how I'm going to be changing what I'm doing next year. By the time this vlog goes up, that video will already be up, so I recommend you go check it out if you're curious to hear my existential crisis about my bullet journaling, because that's kind of where I'm at right now. Holy shit, I'm so tired. So now on my to-do list is to get today's podcast up, because normally I like to have them up already and it's recorded. I just have to edit it and get it up. So that's next. Okay, so the Vlogmas video is uploaded and, well, it will be exporting when I hit yes, which I didn't hit. And then I can get it uploaded. I've gotten my podcast up. I've gotten the Facebook post for it up. I've gotten one of the videos I need to upload for my patrons up. The other one I can upload while I'm taking a nap. I need to get the crock pot set, and then I think I will have done everything on my list. Let's go look at my bullet journal. I need to check off a couple of things here. All right, so this is all done. Feels so satisfying. This is done. I'll post it when it's done exporting. Upload patron video. I got one up, I need to get one more up. And then I will have done, except for the crock pot, which I'm gonna go set up right now. So some of you have asked me about the bags in my crock pot. You thought it was the Instant Pot. This is the crock pot. My Instant Pot is out in the garage right now. I think they're Reynolds wrap, like crock pot liners. The hippie in me is horrified that I'm using single-use plastic liners in my crock pot, but the practical me, who has my kids in charge of doing the dishes every night when they're here, does this because this saves us all the hassle of my kids bitching and moaning while they're scrubbing the crustiness off the crock pot. I know I should just let my kids bitch and moan and yell at them about it or whatever, but honestly, I don't have the bandwidth to deal with that. If this is one battle I can avoid fighting, they still have to wash the crock pot. It just avoids that like nasty crud. So that's what I'm gonna use while I set up tonight. My hand soap ran out, so I grabbed another one. I like to order the sampler packs of the different flavors, and this one I've never smelled before, Winter White Woods. Sorry, I'm microwaving my lunch. The scents are White Birch, Balsam Fir, Snowy Marshmallow. Oh, that smells interesting. So this is gonna go in my kitchen. Sometimes I wind up buying like, you know, a whole bunch of one that I like, but often what I wind up doing is just buying the samplers. Variety is the spice of life, perhaps. I'm gonna eat my lunch now and then I'm gonna lay down. Sunglasses to hide no makeup. Check. Dear Evan Hansen hat to hide my janky ass hair. Check. I'm gonna go pick up my kid from school. I sound so energetic. All I want is to go lay back down. I was laying down for maybe 20 minutes and then I had to get back up and I'm like, fuck. So I'm gonna lay back down once my kid gets home from school. Santa Michael. I am in the car waiting for my time to go drive over and pick up my kid. Holy shit. I'm fine driving. Like, I'm not woozy or anything, but the fatigue I woke up with and the tired exhaustion weakness I got, I referred to it to my husband as I was feeling flaccid after the blood draw. Like, I can't clear the fog, and I think I need to just be nice to myself and go home and rest. I have dinner in the crock pot. I'll still have to get up and finish it, but I think as long as I can trust my kids to not be fools after school fools, then I can do that. It's gonna be a little difficult. It's finals week for Katie, first high school finals week, so Katie may need a little extra support. I have nowhere to be tonight. We have nowhere to go, so there's a chance that I will be able to get at least an hour or so of rest. Good morning, it's Tuesday. I didn't close the vlog out. The cat is crying for some reason. I don't know why. Loki, what do you want? What do you want, buddy? Anyway, I don't know what he wants. I didn't close the vlog for a couple of reasons. One, after I got home from picking up Katie, I basically went and collapsed in my room for a while. So exhausted. Sitting on the couch right now, kicking back. Anyway, then we had another family crisis. Not a big crisis. I mean, yeah, a big crisis, but big enough. I'm not gonna go too much into it because it's, you know, it's not my business to share, but suffice it to say, it is something common that happens if you have a 12-year-old who plays too much Fortnite. Having to do with money. Let's just put it that way. The situation itself was rough, but then what it kind of set off in me was just like the overwhelm I've been feeling lately and the exhaustion, especially yesterday with all the blood being taken out and just being so tired. And the cumulative tiredness of the last few months of my body starting to like get even worse and my brain starting to get foggy and everything just hit me and I fell apart. I started, like both kids were in their rooms, thankfully. They didn't see me falling apart. But like I was finishing making dinner and like crying while I was making dinner. Like sobbing. And my husband was like, let me help you. I'm like, it's fine, I'll get it done. And he's like, and so poor guy was trying really hard to get me to let him help. And I am the kind of person where when I'm upset, I try to do things because I think that that'll get me through it. That doesn't always work. I'm planning on seeing a therapist soon. I'm trying to deal with some other shit before I get to my therapy because I've got some other things I have to deal with first, but like it's on my list. But I felt defeated, and defeated on like a fundamental level. you know? In every area of my life right now, I'm coming up short. And some of it's my natural tendency to procrastinate or to not be great at following through on things, but a lot of it has to do with feeling like I'm so wrapped up in how I'm feeling right now that I can't, like when my kids need me to be paying attention to them because they're going through something or something's happening that I could have caught before it became a problem. And I just don't have that capacity right now. And it's just tough. And it sucks. I basically cried for like 4 hours. Like it was one of those, I cried, finished making dinner. I was like, you guys eat. RJ stayed in his room. He didn't eat last night. Katie came out and ate with Jesse. They saved me food. They saved him food. I went and got in the shower. I did the thing where you cry in the shower. I got out of the shower. I sat with a towel around me on the toilet, not pooping, just like on the lid of the toilet, crying. I got into bed. I'd stopped crying. Then I started crying again. You know, it was just one of those nights where you just had to let it out. This morning I have a raging headache. I'm still feeling exhausted. I was supposed to go get my second round of blood work done today. I don't feel good enough for that, so I'm gonna go tomorrow. Now, thankfully, they said I could do Monday, Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, any of those combinations, some combination of Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So I'll go tomorrow and get that done. But today, I don't trust myself to drive and get my blood work done. But anyway, I'm not crying this morning, thankfully. I'm still not wearing any makeup because my face hurts probably from crying too much last night. I didn't vlog any of that. I'm sorry, you didn't need to see my snot. But I'll tell you the thing that kept popping up in my mind. This might set me off again to say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway because you guys, I like telling you the things. I wish my mom was here so I could talk to her. It's one of those times I need my mom, you know? So I'm gonna try and get some stuff done today, but I'm gonna not go too ham. I need to get some videos edited. I have some laundry that really needs to be folded. It's like 3-day in the basket laundry. It would be super wrinkly, and you know, there comes a point where that clean laundry in the basket might start to get mixed up with dirty laundry in a basket, and then you have to do the whole thing over, and I'm not there yet, but I'm like right on the edge of that. I don't remember what else I have to do today. I don't have to go anywhere tonight. I have to go pick up my kid. I have a patron hangout. At some point today, I'm gonna update you on my doctor's appointment from this weekend. Something I wanted to do today. If I start doing it now, I'll probably get more upset, so I'll do it later. Not that it's bad, it's just overwhelming again. I hope that this ramble was not too intense. I just figured I would tell you kind of what went on yesterday, why I didn't finish vlogging. Interesting times here at the Guentert-Baldo household. I need to drink some water though. I am dehydrated as fuck. Probably another reason I shouldn't go get blood work done today. I'm about to go to the store. It's a little bit later, it's a little afternoon. I haven't gotten a lot done today, but I need to get some frozen spinach. I forgot to buy it when I went grocery shopping to make a lasagna tonight. And I may wind up just putting the lasagna together and then leaving it for my husband to stick in the oven because I'm so not feeling good. Been sneezing, my throat hurts, and like had the chills. I don't know if I'm sick or if I'm just exhausted. Probably a combination of both. This is the fucking reality of being close to end-stage kidney disease. Everything is harder. I'm sorry that I've been bitching all day. I'm sorry. No, that didn't happen. I have a fucking flat. I didn't even notice it when I got in the car. I turned the car on, backed out of the driveway, noticed it was kind of flapping, saw the low tire pressure, very slowly drove around the block, got back into my driveway, and saw that the tire was like completely flat. Of course it is. So I gotta figure out if I can get the tire people to come blow it up so I can get there, or if my husband's gonna have to come home, use the air compressor to fill it up so we can get there. Right? So I'm rescheduling my patron hangout for Thursday. We dropped the car off, but now I gotta drop Jesse back off at work, keep his car, then either walk to get my car or go get him if he gets out before the tire place closes. I have to go pick up some spinach too. That was this whole thing started because I had to go get spinach for the lasagna. I still don't have that, and I realized the other dinner I could make, I don't have enough chicken because I did a shitty job shopping this week.
Heather Chandler was that leader, but
she can handle it.
Moby Dick is done. The white whale drank some bad plankton and splashed through a coffee table.
Good morning, it's Wednesday. I didn't close the vlog out again last night. I showed a bit of my kids and I watching Heathers and snuggling on the couch. This week has been rough so far, and picking up the camera has been difficult. I will talk more about it. I said I've talked about my appointment. I said I would talk about how rough my week has been, and I haven't had the chance to do either of those things yet. But today is the first day of finals for one of my kids. They both have early release, but one of them's going out to lunch after school. And then This afternoon, one of them has a doctor's appointment. Other than that, I just need to get some work done. I need to go to the post office and get my blood work done, which is what I'm about to do right now. Hopefully it won't wreck me the way it did on Monday. And then we'll talk a little bit more. All right, we will, I promise. I'm so tired. I just got back from the post office and blood work. Oh my God, my arm got jabbed. Oh, it's so sore, but they only took one vial, so hopefully I'm not gonna fall apart. I need to get my video for today edited. I really should film a video today. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to that or not. This whole week has basically been a big fat fucking fail, but are you puking, kitty? No, he's not puking. He's relaxing. Look at that, relaxing in the sunlight, kitty. I wish I could relax like that. Anyway, so I'm sorry for being so bitchy and like grumpy. It's just been a fucking week here. I'm gonna get my video edited and hopefully I'll have some time to sit down and chat with you, the camera, before my kids get home. They get home early today. I will say that my tire is fixed. My blood work is taken care of. Those are the things I had to get done. Well, the tire was unexpected, but it's all taken care of. I'm editing tomorrow's video now. Just got a text from my husband. He chipped a tooth, so he's at the dentist. This fucking week, you guys. Seriously, but at least if I get this done, then I won't have to edit tomorrow and I can spend some time doing other things. I also filled out my bullet journal for the day. I am hydrating. I'm trying to be a responsible adult. How am I doing? I also want to add, I'm continuing this must do and could do situation so far for this week, just because I've been feeling so crummy. Figure putting the things I need to get done and then things I could do. I haven't really done much on the could do list on any of these days, but that's a little helpful in sort of prioritizing, I guess. Okay, I think I finally have a few minutes where I can sit down and talk about my doctor's appointment this last week. I'm sorry it took so long, but it's been a fucking few days if you haven't been able to tell thus far from the vlog. Loki is super poofy-tailed and running around the house, and I don't know why. What are you doing, kitty? Anyway, I have about 15 minutes before one of my kids walks through the door, so that should be plenty of time for me to talk. What the fuck are you doing, cat? Unless Loki confuses the shit out of me. Where are you going, kitty? What are you doing, buddy? I guess he doesn't care. Okay, so first I'm gonna tell you what happened. So we went to the transplant center. It wasn't even the transplant center. It was one of their clinic offices. I could have just gone into the city, but they decided to schedule me at one of the clinic offices because in the afternoon traffic would be a little bit better. And it was. We got there and we met with 3 people. We met with, and it wasn't in any particular order. It was just based on who was free because they like rotated between the different people there for evaluation. So the 3 people that I met with were the transplant nurse coordinator, who's kind of in charge of the practical, hi kitty, in charge of the practical day-to-day running of life as a transplant recipient. Then there was the transplant nephrologist, who is the kidney doctor kind of overseeing the case. There are 2 different kinds of doctors who handle kidney transplants. There is the transplant nephrologist, who's in charge of the health of the kidney. And then there is the transplant surgeon, who's the one who actually does the surgery. You don't meet with the transplant surgeon until much closer to surgery. And then the other person we met with was a social worker who wanted to talk to us about a lot of different things. So we met with the social worker first because she was the first one available. She wanted to talk to us about and Jessie was there. P.S. I'm sorry, I keep moving around. My kidneys are not liking me being in any one spot for any given time. I apologize. So the social worker, Jessie and I were both there. He needed to be there as my support person both then and eventually when I get a transplant, he will be the one as my support person for the aftermath. So she wanted to find out what our home life was like. Is there family? Are there people who will be available to help take care of me after surgery? What about kids? What about just in general? You know, she asked questions about, is there abuse? Blah, blah, blah. She told us she was a mandated reporter. So we had to be a little careful with our senses of humor. She was questioning about like our home life and how it was. Then she also asked questions about, like, not a ton of questions about our financial status, but like about our employment situations and our insurance and things like that. She also kind of went into my history, my family's history, you know, my sister, my grandma, my dad, all the people in my family with PKD and how their lives kind of turned out or are going right now. And then she gave us some advice in general when it comes to Medicare and insurance. She's not the financial person. The closer we get to transplant, the financial person will meet with us. She does not have access to all of our benefits and all of our, you know, amounts paid and everything else, but the financial person that we will see closer to transplant will have access to all of that, and they will be able to give us a much more thorough examination of how much things are going to cost and how much money will be required afterwards for things like medications. She also talked to us a little bit about living donors, and I'll get to that more in a minute. So that was the social worker. And then the second person we met with was the transplant nurse coordinator, who is super cool. She basically was going over my file to make sure that there was no red flags when it comes to being potentially listed for transplant. She also answered the questions that we had. The first question I had was about testing, because the way she was talking was that after a couple blood tests and stuff, you know, they would be fine with moving me towards the list. And I remembered when my sister got her transplant and got listed, she had to do all of like the tests ahead of time, like the mammogram and the colonoscopy and all that. And according to my transplant nurse coordinator, because the waiting list at my transplant center, which is UCSF, is 7 years for a cadaver kidney for my blood type, they don't do those tests until closer to potential transplant, because you just have to redo them anyway. And that's a lot of money and a lot of hassle. Better to just do those tests when you get closer and be accruing time in the wait list up until then. The second thing we talked about is how I actually won't be, even though she doesn't see any reason for me to not be listed, that I won't technically be on the list accruing wait time until I hit 20% kidney function. 20 GFR is what it's called. I'm at about 23, because 20 is the threshold where they'll start to list you. They won't even usually perform a transplant until you're lower than 20%. More on that in a minute. But what she said she would do is list me as inactive, like register inactive, which means as soon as I hit 20%, I go directly onto the list without having to go to another evaluation appointment. So that was good to know that she didn't see any barriers between then and like looking at my file. This is a lot of technical shit. So the other thing I had to do, and you've seen it already in this vlog, is I had to do blood work. We did it actually here at my lab. They did a courtesy draw. I had to bring the box with all the stuff in, with like the vials, the FedEx paperwork and everything. And then the people at my lab did the blood draw and mailed it in. And so I did one on Monday, and that was for several tests. That was for my blood typing. That was for my antibodies, tissue typing, and then something else, I don't remember what it is. And then the second blood work, which I did this morning, was just to double check the antibodies and the blood typing. They want to like verify it twice so that they don't fuck it up and call me the wrong blood type. So that's all done. So now I just am waiting to hear from the transplant center about all of that. And that's when they will register me inactive on the list. But then I talked to the transplant nephrologist, and he came in and led off the conversation with the size of my kidneys and the problems that my kidneys give me. Now, polycystic kidney disease, your kidneys get really large and full of cysts. You can Google it. I don't recommend looking at pictures, but suffice it to say, kidneys can be your native regular kidney should be about the size of your fist. Mine are almost a foot long each. And they're big, and they're lumpy, and they cause infection, and the cysts burst, and it hurts, and it sucks, and that's where a lot of my problems come from. I have trouble breathing. I can't breathe very deeply without it hurting. I can't eat more than a little bit without my stomach hurting. I ate a little bit more than I should have at lunch, and I feel like I'm gonna barf. I'm nauseated quite a bit. If I turn wrong, if I move wrong, I can burst a cyst, which can cause infection. Generally speaking, most of my problems right now are from the size of my kidneys, not from the kidney failure. The fatigue and the kidney brain fog and some of the nausea come from failing kidneys, but a lot of the issues I run into are that my kidneys are huge and my torso for my height is short. So he led off with that. and he actually said that he is going to recommend to the team that they take my kidneys out. Not necessarily right away. So let me just say this. Often, from what I have heard, they do not recommend nephrectomy at the same time as transplant or beforehand unless the kidneys give major problems, because nephrectomy, where they take your kidneys out, is a more, like, it can be more complicated than transplant surgery, especially since these kidneys are so big. Rather than a small incision, it would be a larger, like autopsy size incision. That's not normally what they recommend, but in my case, they are recommending it. So what they told me was, even if my kidney function is not below 20%, if I can find a living donor, somebody who is willing to give me one of their kidneys, because you can live perfectly fine with one healthy kidney. There's a lot of information about living donorship online. That's how my sister got her kidney. Her husband donated to her. If I can get a living donor kidney, even before that 20%, or even after the 20%, if I get a living donor kidney, they will likely take out my native kidneys and put the new one in. And that blows my mind. The thought of being able to breathe again is just, I don't even know how to process it. Sorry, my battery was dying. I had to swap it out. What I took from that, and after we met with the nurse again after that, was that as soon as I get the go-ahead from the transplant center, once they've processed all of my blood typing and everything else, I can put out the information to potential living donors so that they can go and fill out the initial screening online and then find out if they could potentially, if they haven't been, you know, knocked off the potential list by that, whatever the questions they ask in the screening, then we can start the process and start looking for living donors. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I am both completely blown away by this, because I didn't think taking my kidneys out was gonna be an option right away. And the thought of what my life could be like, it damn near reduced me to tears. Right, kitty? But here's the other thing. Saying this, mentioning this, because I've had some of you already just in passing offer to potentially get tested to be a donor. I don't want you to think that I'm saying this to all of you because that's why I want you, like, your only value to me is if you're willing to give me your kidney. I'm not saying that, and it feels like if I was weirded out and completely stressed and uncomfortable even talking about my Patreon originally, then bringing this up is just, it's hard to even bring it up. I'm just putting it out there because some people have already said it, and because it's my life and I'm not expecting it. It's a gift of life, but it also, if I have to, I'll wait for a cadaver kidney. If you would like to know more about being a living donor or what it all means, leave me questions in the comments. I can answer those in the next vlog, and I will let you all know when I post the information. But like I said, this isn't me begging for a kidney from my subscribers. But I also know that there are people who would like to see the information, so I'm gonna put it out there and then leave it at that. But I will answer questions in the next video as best as I can if you are curious. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm still going forward with the dialysis surgery that has been scheduled for January 2nd. I'll be getting my fistula put in. I don't know what that means for the channel yet. I haven't figured that out. And there's more information to come soon about transplant, but that's where I'm at. And if you've been wondering why I've been in my head so much this week, that's a big part of it. There's also, like, both of my kids have had some extra teenageriness this week that I've had to manage, which has also made this week difficult. And now my husband's chipped a tooth. So this has just been a fucking hot mess life so far this week. But I wanted to thank all of you just for your support, for listening to me when I ramble about this. I do appreciate it more than you know. Now, after the rambling is done, my son is about to get home, so I think I'm going to fold some laundry and then go back and get some more work done. I'm feeling completely crappy. My stomach, like I said, I ate too much. And it wasn't even that much, but I ate too much and my stomach is just like bleh. So thanks for letting me ramble. I'm starting to make a lasagna. Not you, RJ, I'm talking to the vlog camera. I'm gonna brown this ground beef for sauce first. Get that cooking. While it's starting to cook up, I'm gonna go get my laundry folded. All Alright, I've just folded my laundry. I need to actually start some more laundry. I waited so long to fold this stuff that I built up more. And then I have something I ordered online at Michael's that I need to pick up today, probably at the same time taking Katie to the doctor. And then I also really need to find like something to wear to Jesse's company party. I got the invitation for it. It's a black and white masquerade. I'm not wearing a mask. Wearing masks and glasses don't mix. But I need something to wear that won't make me freeze my balls off. So I don't know if I'm gonna have time to look for that today. I don't know if I want to put it off until Friday because that's cutting it close. And Katie's out of school early every day this week because of finals. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll shop. Maybe I won't. I'm still feeling kind of crummy. But maybe getting out of the house will help. I forgot about the meat. It's just a little toasty. I didn't burn the kitchen down. Fucking kidney brain fog. It's gonna be a little bit charred in the sauce. I'm not wasting it. Okay, who am I kidding? I can't use this. I gotta go pick up some more hamburger. Let's try this again. I browned the meat and now I've just added a jar and a half of sauce to this. I reserve a little bit of the sauce to put on the bottom of the lasagna because I don't like having to deal with the meat on the bottom. But the rest of this will be just cooking on low heat for the length of time it's gonna take me to get the rest of the mixture ready. I don't need it to cook that long. This is half-assed lasagna. This is the finished lasagna. I'm gonna have a baguette. It's in the oven right now, and some salad to go with. Comfort food for dinner, hell yeah. It's bedtime for me. I'm gonna take a shower. I've started surfing the crimson tide and my kidneys are aching, but the rest of this afternoon was really nice. After Katie's appointment, I went and picked up something that I ordered from the store. Had delicious lasagna, was able to play some video games with my husband, snuggle with my kids. Much better evening than lately. So hopefully tomorrow will follow suit. I'd love to do some baking tomorrow because I want to try and do at least a little bit of it with my kids, even though I'll probably have to do the rest of it next week when they're at their dad's house, because then we don't get them back till the 23rd. And I want to get some cookies mailed off to my in-laws. Come on, buddy, gotta go to school. Good morning, it's Thursday. I have a phone call in about 10 minutes. Then I'll make my bed and stuff, but I got a lot going on today. I don't have to leave the house really to pick Katie up, but I've got my rescheduled patron hangout and I've got to get some work done and I'd like to get some baking done this afternoon. So we'll see if that happens. But first, phone call. My call went good. I actually realized I should go to the store now because I don't have enough chicken for dinner tonight. I have some, but not all of it. And I need to start the crock pot before I go pick up Katie from school. So I'm gonna go to the store now, pick up the chicken and the things I want for baking. I also have to get a project finished for church today. I don't think I'm gonna get to any filming. I think I'm gonna have to do filming tomorrow, which is fine because the kids are going back to dad, so I'm not under such a time constraint. No luck at Target for a sugar bowl, but I got everything else I needed there. So I'm walking across the parking lot to World Market to see if they have a sugar bowl. This is becoming like my white whale, my Moby Dick. I think I finally gave up and just got this thing for the sugar bowl. What I wanted was something that wasn't too fancy, that did not have a lid that was hard to get off because I didn't want the sugar spewing everywhere, and that was small enough to fit on my limited counter space. So I got this, it was $3 or something at World Market. Okay, now I need to make my bed finally and run some more laundry. And then I think I'm gonna do my church project because they have a meeting tonight at 6. And so I think if I can finish it, they'll love me. And then I'll work on work stuff. At some point I need to start my batch of sugar cookies because it needs to refrigerate. It's my great aunt's recipe. I make all my cookies from scratch because I love to bake. I don't do it as much as I used to. I used to do it professionally. I feel like I've just got all these little things that have built up all week because I've been not feeling good or in a bad mood or both or dealing with the kids. Hi, friend. What's going on, Loki? Here it's all plastic wrapped. I'm gonna leave that in the fridge. Chocolate chip cookies are in the oven. And I'm gonna start some brownies next, I think. There's chocolate chip cookies, brownies are in the oven, and I'm currently mixing up some snickerdoodles. All right, snickerdoodles, chocolate chip cookies, peanut butter brownies are cooling. And then the last thing is sugar cookies, and I might make some caramel corn or something, and that'll be what I will box up and send off to family who's out of town. I usually like to get that done. I haven't the last year or so because I've been exhausted, but this year I'm gonna do it. I'm on top of it. All right, here's dinner. Chicken pesto mozzarella. Thanks, RJ. Broccoli, bread. Kids are starting to take a shower. I am going to fold some laundry and watch some TV. Maybe a movie, I'm not sure yet while I fold. And Kitty is sleeping on the bed. Alright, I'm gonna go to bed. So this is the end of this vlog. The weekend will be interesting. Jesse has a company party if we manage to make it to that. The kids have a big thing at church on Sunday, etc. Live plan with me, don't forget, on Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. But other than that, you guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I know this week's been kind of a hot mess. Hopefully things will get a little bit better as time goes on, but you never know. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.